Hello, hello, this is Paper Cuts Included coming to you live from the Ninja Turtle sleeping blanket, and that's how I know it's legit. Today is going to be a weirder sort of pickup video. This week I went back to my parents' house, dug in the attic, found some books I had that I bought in high school. So it's not new books I bought, but it's new books finally back into my new house. You know, it's books I hadn't seen since senior year or freshman year of college. So I'm really glad to be able to know where these books are and put them back on my spinner rack. But before we get into that, if this is your first ever Paper Cuts Included video, we are a comic book YouTube channel ran by me and my two co-hosts. All three of us are working artists, and we want to talk about what we love. And what we love is comic books, baby. Usually we'll put books under the microscope and break them down art to art, panel to panel, artist to artist, down to the bare pencils they're using. But today, I'm just going to show off what I found recently. We do those, I really like doing pickup videos, and I'm going to call it a attic invasion. Or I guess I can't call it that because there's attic invaders. That's a YouTube channel. But no, we're going to look at what I bought, or not what I bought, I can't even say that. What I found at my parents' house recently. It is hot in here where I'm filming at right now. I don't know why. Let me take off my hockey jersey. Maybe that'll help. But no, I dug around in 110-degree attic. It's summer where we're at whenever you watch this video, and it's a southern summer, y'all. So it's hot, it's steamy. So I dug around for like an hour. Was able to pull a lot of cool stuff. One of the things I'm not going to be showing off is I found a bunch of manga. And I guess there's no reason for me not to show it off, but that means I'd have to take it off the shelf, and I'm a little lazy, so I don't want to do that. But no, so that's a lot better. Put on just a t-shirt. But let's start off with a lot of these books. I can tell you the exact spot I was when I bought them. This book I got at a random antique store in a small little town that I thought about going to a college at. Did not go to that, thank God. I only say it because I met my wife at the college I went to, so being a little nerd over here, and glad I met my wife. Love you, honey. But no, I found this book so hilarious. Attack of the Flying Gorillas. How could I not buy a book with that title, with an awesome flying gorilla on the cover? I bought it. I don't think I've ever opened it up. I think it's in real rough shape. Yeah, the spine looks like it's barely hanging on, so I'm not really gonna look at it. That's our quick one. It was just like I said, how can you not buy Attack of the Flying Gorillas? I'm sure as soon as I bought this book, I did an art piece on the way home from that college. From a flea market, I got Watchmen, an issue of Watchmen. Which one is this? This is number 6, so halfway through it. Let's flip it open and see what's going on in issue 6 of Watchmen. I think this is the only single of Watchmen I own. Might own maybe number 11. I don't own a lot of the Watchmen issues because it's always so badly overpriced, I feel like. When I see it at cons, when I see it at stores, it's one of the books. Also, I'm cheap, so if they're selling an issue for $8-10, why I would rather get like 10 50-cent books than putting it towards one big issue of Watchmen. So, but I think this was like a $2 find, and it's Dave Gibbons and not Frank Miller, but Dave Gibbons and Alan Moore. The only reason I want to say Frank Miller is Gibbons and Miller's "Give Me Liberty," where there's sort of a similar color palette, not super similar. Gonna have to be careful with all I show here, but no, I'm sure everyone who's watching this channel knows what Watchmen is. If you don't, it's on the list of books every person should read, in my opinion, on the top 100. Very interesting book, very realistic character growth, or not character growth, just characters, and just a good book, with really good coloring. The ink has held up so good from this was probably, I guess this was still February of 87. I was thinking it might still be 86, but February of 87, you know. Gonna skip past those. But no, just a very interesting book. Very good. I'm not gonna talk about it too much because, like I said, I think everyone on this channel probably knows what Watchmen is. If you don't, though, put it down below, and maybe we'll start reading Watchmen together. And that's a very hard maybe, because as much as I like Watchmen, I don't know how many times you want to reread it. My kind of joke is, you don't need to reread it. Uh, read it once every 10 years, and it'll be good. So there's that. But no, if you haven't read it, read it. It is a kind of a dark story with some very adult themes. So, but hey, also, Watchmen was the very first comic I ever read when I was in fifth grade. Because, it was like a DC book I had never seen, heard before. I didn't know about the movie. So I watched, I guess I not read, but watched the like animated comic version of it on YouTube. And so that was my first ever comic. And man, what a doozy. What next? I got this at a Comic Con in Hot Springs, Arkansas. Spawn and Batman. Um, yeah, let's open it. This was one of the first cons I went to where I was kind of educated on comics. I for first time I ever realized who Todd McFarlane and Frank Miller were. Because before that, it's often what characters do you want? What covers do you like? Like before this, I was just collecting everything G.I. Joe, everything Transformers. Didn't have a care in the world. But this is one of the first books. I was like, ooh, it's got Frank Miller and Todd McFarlane. I like those guys. I'm sure I was reading Spawn at the time too, which helped a lot. And this was, I think, maybe a $10 purchase. And that's probably way too much. Who does the art? So the artist is Todd McFarlane, written by Frank Miller. Whew. And it is some rough Frank Miller artwork, in my opinion. Uh, not as crisp as some of his earlier Spawn work. It's interesting, Or when did 94? Spawn was out by then, right? When did the first issue of Spawn come out? I feel like such a poser not knowing when Spawn #1 came out. I own it. I own the first almost 100 issues because that's what I read, and then I stopped wanting to read it. Let's see. Spawn #1. Let's see. May 92. Okay, so 2 years into the Spawn run, and this book's looking like this. Not doing great, oh Todd boy, not doing great. Spawn looks cool though. Spawn always looks cool. It's hard to kind of mess up Spawn until you get stuff like this. I don't know. I feel like this book does not stack up well with McFarlane's other works he was doing at the times. Uh, there's panels that look good, but there's panels that look really bad too. And I've said this before. I don't just like to crap on books, but this was an early example of me kind of finding a book and being like, oh, huh. Because as a kid, I thought your art had to look like Alex Ross to be good. So then seeing kind of this, it was interesting. I thought I bought a Dollar Tree comic book, and I'm only saying that because I know how good Todd can draw. Like those early issues of Spawn, I really think are a lot better than this. Or I don't know. We're gonna have to do a comparison now of the two. Of Spawn #1 and this, because it's just not working too good on. You know, that's cool. I like that spread though. It's a good spread. That's good Spawn. But I wonder how this book would look if the roles were reversed. If Miller drew it and McFarlane wrote it, I wonder how different of a book that would be. Speaking of first, this was a book I got probably the second or third time I ever went to a comic book store. Jurassic Park's my favorite movie, so of course I got a Jurassic Park comic book, with which I did not know until I found it again for the first time, and since I moved out, is a Frank Miller cover. I didn't know that, and now I got another book to add to the Frank Miller collection. That's awesome. It's I kind of want to reread this series, and so my God, that's something. Because like I just said, I love Frank Miller. It or not Frank. I do love Frank Miller. Jurassic Park's my favorite movie though, so I had kind of that itch to see some more Frank Miller. Or not, gosh darn it, more. Now I almost said Sin City. More Jurassic Park lore. I don't know if this is canon at all. It looks cool. Interesting art. But does the elephant get 8 in that son? I don't know. I just work here. So I want to reread it and see what's going on. I never got... Oh, the next covers by Arthur Adams. Art Adams. I'm going to have to get that now. I wonder who else did more of these books. Who did this book? Is it Dark Horse? IDW. I don't know why I would think Dark Horse did it. That's a little out of left field for them to do it. But hey, like I said, got a new Frank Miller cover, woo wee, and I love it when he draws some dinosaurs. He's an amazing dinosaur artist. Why don't you just do a book of, you know, your dinosaurs? I'm really spacing out tonight. I'm sorry, guys. Another really early book from my collection was... This might have been the second or third con I ever went to as a kid, and I got this Transformers and versus GI Joe. You know, the kind of the limited... I didn't know it was limited to 3,000. But no, you put these two together, makes a great image. These are one of those books I'll never sell. It means a lot to me. My dad took me to that con. Yeah, he took me to a lot of cons growing up, and which is cool, because me and him don't have a lot in common. So looking back, it was really cool that he took me to stuff like this when I don't really know if he cared about it personally. He's weird though. He likes comic book stuff, but he's a very stoic guy. So, but no, this was an awesome cover. I had to be in elementary school when I bought this. I think each issue was $9. So, $18. It was probably my most expensive. It had to be my most expensive purchase from that day. But how could I not get it? It looks awesome. It is awesome. It's something I'll probably get framed one day to remember the memory. The con was in an old warehouse that I think got demolished. Half of it got demolished, and then it got rebuilt. And it doesn't do cons anymore. We just have it at our convention center. But no, it's cool. I like it a lot. As growing up, like I got to rewatch the GI Joe and Transformer reruns on the Hub, the Hasbro toy channel. They just had a cartoon channel, and so this was at the height of me watching that, and it was awesome. I've always been more of a Transformers fan than GI Joe, because I just think Transformers are cooler. But GI Joe's cool too. But Transformers, how can you not beat giant robots fighting each other? Man, what a great cover too. I would really want to see the original piece of artwork too. It really capitalizes on those like artistic elements. You got, um, is this Tom Scully? Is he the artist on here? Let's check. Tom Scully. Oh, spelled his last name wrong. I keep spelling his name wrong. Sciol. Yep. American comic artist. He has done a lot of work with Cartoonist Kayfabe, the channel that inspired this channel a lot. So this might be my first and only Tom Scully artwork, which, I think he's an interesting artist. I don't know if he does this cover or not. I couldn't tell you. But the reason it reminded me of it, because he just did that in the life of, was it Stan? I Am Stan. And I was thinking of Jack Kirby then, because you know how that go. And then just seeing kind of the Kirby dots on that engine blast, it just cool. I probably talked too long about this cover, but it just reminds me of me as a kid going to a con. At this con, I bought these two, a lot of Jonah Hex books, because I like Jonah Hex, because I like westerns. I bought a bunch of that first volume, and I want to say maybe a busted G1 Soundwave, like so busted I don't even know why I bought it. Like I don't even think he had the cover. Soundwave's my favorite Transformer, so that's probably the sole reason I bought it, and it was cheap. But no, there's that. Pretty cool. Like I said, this is going to be a frame book that I need to get framed one day. And thanks, Dad, if you ever listen to this, and I doubt you will. But thank you, Dad, to take me to all those cons when I was a kid. These two books are also Hot Spring Conventions. This is Judgment on Gotham, the Ally Grant, John Wagner, and Simon Bisley masterpiece, question mark. This will have to be its own video. um Very interesting book. I love Bisley artwork. He's nowhere near my favorite, but he's always an artist I always like to collect if I can find his books for cheaper. That sounds so bad saying, but he's kind of on the bottom of my totem pole for artists to collect. But I have a pretty sizable collection of his works. His artwork's super dope though. Like amazing. I love it. Like I don't know why I think it's just always a little bit more pricey. I think this was also maybe this was like a $5 book when I got it. And that's a big book for me. For me to spend $5 on something, but the art's incredible. Like just look at those guys, folks. It's how can you not like it? Where's the panel with all of Batman's rogues gallery? Because that is insane. Like, look at that panel right there. That's a great female figure. Very attractive, but not overly sexualizing her. Don't look at that panel, but you know, he's just a really good artist. Here it is, his rogues gallery. Who we got here. Let's see. We got the Origin right there. A bat, the Joker, a very great Joker. I feel like that's an underrated Joker. Uh, Maybe Man Bat, maybe Batwoman or Catwoman. The Penguin. It's a great Penguin, not Pingler. Robin. Is that it? Maybe Egghead. I don't know who that is. Maybe that's Man Bat. I don't know. Where's Two Face? That would be great. Just a great composition. It's no. I really like this book. I need to give it a reread. Um, Probably the most famous panel from this, but they always cut it from the wrist, is seeing Judge Dredd get punched like that. I swear I see that image everywhere I look. But like I said, this will have to be its own video because it's a stunning book. And probably my favorite Bisley piece of all time is this book. You know, where's the figures, McFarlane? Where's the Bisley Batman figures? Who's doing Judge Dredd figures now? Who knows? What they were doing that smaller scale one, right? Like the 3 3/4 ones. I thought about getting into that line, but I only have so much an art student can spend on stuff, So I chose not to. That's a fun panel with Judge Dredd with all the happy-go-lucky characters. Just a good book. I can't wait to reread it now that I know where it's at. Like it's going on my Batman section of the trade. This show, that's an awesome Judge Dredd piece right there. I'd love to see the original. That's insane. I love that so much. Man, he does some great artwork. But no, I think the con I got this from, and the con I also got the one, the only Batman Hunt the Dark Knight, book 3 of the Dark Knight. I think, since it was the first time I actually like knew about artists, knew about Frank Miller, it was like, ooh, I gotta buy books. I gotta buy Batman. Batman has to be good. Just really learning what I liked, what art I liked, and I actually have 2 copies of this book because I thought I lost this book, so I think I bought a really trashed. Maybe I have 3 copies of this book. I might have 3 copies of this book. Oh my god. Because I think I have this copy. I think I might have a really, really trashed copy at my parents' that I won on an auction for like $5 on eBay back then. And then I rebought one because I wanted it and I didn't want to dig through my parents' attic too hard. So I might have 3 copies of this book. So I need to sell one then. Or maybe that could be my shtick. Is just collect issue 3 of the Hunt for the Dark Knight over and over and over again. But no, let's get into this awesome book. A lot of people say it's Frank Miller's magnum opus. You're not too wrong there. These are gonna have to be videos on their own, but those are gonna have to be ones with co-host. Oh, that crack! Like you can tell these books haven't been opened in so long. His artwork's just so different, so just how can you not like Frank Miller's art? I know he's very interesting now. Like, look, that's the mutant from Ronin. A lot of people joke that Ronin was the boot camp to make. Ronin had to walk so Dark Knight could run. I feel like it's proven with the mutant right there. It's just so good, so interesting. You know, these will look at one of the most famous pieces of Batman art right there. And Kelly's my favorite Robin, hands down. I don't read I don't read Batman too much, besides the hitters like this. But I always like Kelly's design a lot. Just I don't know, I just liked it a whole lot. Some more famous artwork, or just pieces of artwork. And I think this is the only copy of Dark Knight, like the only one of the four I have, because the rest, are just so gosh darn expensive now. I have the trade, but I'd love to get the singles. Maybe I can put two of the copies of this I have towards some of the others. I remember back in the day when you could get the whole run for $20. It was $5 an issue. Not anymore, son. Like, I feel like most people are at least gonna charge on the very, very low end, like maybe $20 an issue. That's what I've just been seeing lately at my local shops. I guess they're not local. I have to drive like 40 minutes to them. It sucks. I hate it. I miss my local store. It closed. RIP. So support your local comic book stores so you don't have gripes like me about driving like 40 minutes to an overpriced comic book store because they know they're the only comic book store in the area, and that way, yeah, I'm on the rant. But just know, how can you not like this book? It's great. Just with stellar artwork. A lot of people say this is the best Joker, and I'm gonna get some flack from people who like Heath Ledger's the best Joker ever, or the Killing Joke's the best Joker ever. You know, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. I really like Heath Ledger. That was, my childhood's Batman movies. But I don't know. I don't know what my favorite Joker is actually, because it's not this one. I'll flat out say this is not my favorite Joker. It is very good. I don't know. I never really liked the white suit design. Oh, what's my tortoise doing? Crazy bastard. Just climbing all over his exhibit. Thought he got stuck for a second. Yeah, I don't know what my favorite Joker look would be. It, you know, hmm. Not Arkham Asylum, the book. Not. I'm looking at my Batman books. He's not in Gotham by Gaslight. He's not in Year One. He's not. Um, I do like the Hawaiian shirt look from Killing Joke, even though I don't like the what he does right after that. Um, but no. Hmm. Yeah, I gotta think about that. That might be a community post. Is what's my favorite Joker design and what's yours? Just stunning artwork too. I don't want to stop and talk about it too much because I know this will be its own video, and I know I could talk about it for so long. But no, and to sum it up, I've been getting into the Pokemon card game and trading. So I first off got this really cool new old stock Team Rocket card box. I'm going to a Pokemon tournament tomorrow. Wish me luck. And this is gonna be what I carry my deck in. It's super cool. Like I really like the Team Rocket. I guess the design. I think it's really cool. Really cool typography. Man, that's so nerdy of me. It's like, oh, I like their logo because of the typography, so I'm gonna get their deck box. So that's really cool. We'll not open it on camera because I just realized I wrote my name in it and my number, so not gonna do that. What I will do though is show the two cards I bought today. Um, and I'm sorry to people who are like, oh, we don't want to know about Pokemon. I'm sorry. I've been getting so hard into it lately that I think maybe a weekend video, maybe once a month, twice a month, a video on like a Saturday or Sunday might be me talking about Pokemon, showing off what I bought, talking about a tournament, Or maybe I should make a second channel for that. But it's hard running channels, people. I don't think people realize how hard a YouTube channel is. It is a labor of love. But, I love it, It's always fun doing this stuff with you. So the 2 cards I got today was this Charizard. I am putting that in the deck I'm running tomorrow. Um, I don't. I think it's. I know it's a promo. I forget what promo it's for. And then I got a Team Rocket Squirtle to go in my Team Rocket collection. I didn't have the Squirtle. Now I have the Squirtle. I just need Blastoise now for this evolution tree. So wish me luck on that. But no, that is this week's pickup video. I've missed doing pickup videos. It seems like I haven't done a pickup video in forever, y'all. It's always fun to do. It's a lot less pressure on me. I feel like I can be a lot more relaxed with it and, just kind of roll my sleeves back and undo my tie a little bit. But that's not to say I don't love doing the book dissections. I do. It's just nice to take a little breather once in a while. And this is my breather for the week. But hey, we got fun videos coming up. We have tomorrow's video is going to be a Madman, followed by a Kick-Ass, number issue 3, and then I think we might do a Frank Miller book. We might not. I don't know. Hey, maybe we could do Spawn Batman for Miller this week. Nah, I'll save that for Dylan. Dylan would like to talk about that, I bet. But no, that's this video. If you've made it to the end of this video, thank you. It really means a lot to me. The more and more people who watch my videos to the end of it means more and more YouTube pumps these videos out to more and more people who like this style of content. So if you found something y'all like, comment, subscribe. Keep this channel pumping. I think we're at 49 subscribers now. That's awesome. Only 51 more away from my summer goal. That is awesome, guys. I love being able to say 51 instead of 52 away. It's great. I love it. Thanks to everyone who's stuck around so far, and thanks to everyone who's watched this video. I guess I'll send y'all on some marching orders, and I'm out of here. Make more art.